Raven, I am a super fan of the show, and when I hosted the jury roundtable, I was refreshingly surprised by you because I didn't think I was going to connect with you, and you were, if I'm being honest, someone that I really felt drawn to because of your unrelenting confidence. Talk to me about that.
I've watched this show since I've been very young. I've watched every season, and so I am a super fan. I've watched different strategies. I've seen you win. You didn't win anything. I've seen people who won competitions who won everything. I've seen social players, and so I can respect every aspect of that game. I am a big brother. I love it. Love everything about it. And so I don't think it's fair for someone to say, well, I didn't like your gameplay. I didn't like this gameplay. Well, they're there. Whether they're social players or competitors, they made it somehow. Maybe that's not your strategy, but it's their own strategy. Everyone goes in that house with a different strategy. You don't know if it's going to work or not. It is what it is. And so you have to go with your gut. And I don't think there is a Big Brother rule book like don't do this, do that, do that. Because there is no rules. It's Big Brother. Emotions run high and things happen and it is what it is. I love Big Brother. And so I'm able to separate emotional and personal and gameplay.
That's the key. And I think that I was shocked how mature you were compared to some of the other jury members because they really weren't owning what they did. You know, maybe they bullied or maybe whatever they did. Whereas you were just kind of like, here is what it is. It's matter of fact. And keep in mind, we were at that jury roundtable for like 3 or 4 hours and they only showed 10 minutes. And you were really poised. You were eloquent. You spoke intelligently about it. I underestimated you.
Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot to me. I'm a big fan of yours, so that means a lot to me. I mean, people come out of the house and like they get indignant and bitter and like, oh, I should be there. Well, you're not. You're not there. You got voted out. You got bamboozled. You're sitting here with me. Don't say you don't respect my gameplay when I made it farther than you. Like, I respected your gameplay. Don't sit here and like degrade me because I did something different than you. I think confidence is key. Own what you did. Emotions run high in that house. Of course, everyone in that house has said something they probably regret, or maybe I shouldn't have said that in the moment of anger. But you can take a step back and realize you're on Big Brother. You're in a house with 16 people 24/7 around each other. You're going to annoy each other. People's habits, you're gross, you're doing this. So I think it's unfair for people to criticize somebody and be like, you did this. Well, I'm pretty sure I heard you say some awful things too. So that's like calling the kettle black. Like, don't do that.
Totally fair. Those of you at home, you didn't see it. There was probably only 30 people in the entire world who saw it. Raven really controlled the entire jury. She really had an incredible understanding of it in the jury roundtable. I was super impressed. And this is the 5th year I've done it, and you were just all over it.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I've been through a lot in my life, and I only might be 23, but I mean, I'm a 23-year-old with a mind, and I know how to use it. I get it from my mom. I'm very proud of that. And yeah, I didn't win a competition. I own it. Like, I threw a lot of the competitions. I didn't want to win a competition. I didn't want blood on my hands. And that was my strategy. Now, during the end towards the end of before I got evicted, yeah, I tried to win. It was not in my favor. You know, that's how the cookie crumbled. But am I going to sit here and be like, well, you did this and you voted me out and I'm here because of you? No, that's not fair. That's not fair to anyone there. This is Big Brother. A lot of people want to be where I'm at today, and they're not. So how am I supposed to sit here and be a bitter jury member when I get to decide who wins Big Brother? How freaking cool is that? Only 300 people or so have been in this house, and only half of those have got to vote.
It's an incredible experience. Now, speaking of the vote, were you pleased with the way the finale went out?
I mean, it is what it is. I really didn't expect Paul to win because of everyone who was just hating on him for his gameplay. For me, I was personally impressed with Paul. But Josh, hey, he made it there on his own accord. He went through so much in that house. Dear Lord, that man had emotional highs, lows. He wanted to quit at one point. He took the golden apple. I mean, so Josh deserves to win just as much as Paul. I mean, for me, I think Paul deserved to win more than Josh, but that's my opinion. Everyone has one. So.
They both played an amazing game. Paul clearly worked his butt off, and Josh matured at the right time.
Oh, yeah.
I think it could obviously go either way, and it just comes down to that one vote. So I agree with you. This wasn't a lopsided season. Nothing's worse than a lopsided season. I have a 7-year-old son. No one likes to see a soccer game that's 12-0. We like to see it really, really close, even if it's your own kid who loses. So I like that type of game, and it sounds like you do too.
I love it. I love that type of environment. Like, I have girls who compete in dance competitions, and if they're going to lose, they're going to lose. If they're going to compete, and do the best you can. But I want it to be close. I mean, don't go out there and be like, oh, well, they're up 12 and I only have 3. Keep going. I mean, you never know. It's always say, you know, it's not the size of dog that matters. It's the fight in the dog. And
you can take the girl out of the country, but you can't take the country out of Raven.
That's right, Arkansas here. So I think a lot of people actually underestimated me and didn't think that I was paying attention to the game as much as I was. They're like, oh, she's just Matt and Raven are in their own little world. Well, that's what I wanted to seem like. I mean, I knew everybody's eviction. I even knew my own. So, I mean, I knew every gameplay. I didn't foresee Paul voting me out. But then again, I respect that. Like, that's part of the big brother game. He bamboozled me. Way to go, Paul. That's my buddy. So I can't be mad at him. I love Paul. And I hope everyone here can just really take a step back and realize, okay, we were in that house for a long time. That was gameplay, and let's just get to know each other on a real life basis, not gameplay and who's worried about going to use the veto and who's going to win HOH, because this is life.
Now, I'm going to get a little more juicy. I asked everyone, specifically Ramses, who was the hottest guy in the house, and he said Matt. So you might have to look out for Ramses, but how did you snag the hottest guy?
Oh my gosh. Matthew and I were connected, honestly, from day one. We bonded over doing dishes and being clean freaks, and we bonded over, we love a good bet, we love a good prank. We just bonded on a whole new level. We never fought in the house. Ever. We threw cinnamon on each other and milk and Sprite, but that's just us. That's our relationship.
That's just foreplay.
That's just foreplay. Thank you. They asked me, like, is there a cold or hot switch with you? There's just a hot, and it's turned on all the time. So I'm excited. Matthew is an awesome man. Not only did I grab the hottest man in the house, but I think I had one of the best men in that house with a good heart. Not many people would give up $500,000 for someone they just met 70 days ago, and he did. I didn't want him to do it. He took a penalty vote for me, and that is more than I could ever ask of him.
Yeah, he sort of fell on his sword for you. You know, I think some people were annoyed by that, some of the viewers, because they felt like he was giving up. But I kind of took it as, you know, you guys were a partnership. He felt like you were the stronger of the two players. He fully verbally acknowledged that. So he wanted to make sure that the stronger of the two was staying, which is sort of noble in a sense.
Yeah, he told me that. He told me that I was going to let the house decide, honestly. I'm like, let's let them decide. Let's not campaign against each other and let the house do what it wants. And he's like, no, I feel like you have a better shot. Even if you go home next week, I will feel better about going home this week than you. He's like, because I feel like you deserve to be here. I'm like, well, everyone deserves to be here, Matthew. And he goes, you've been through a lot. I've connected with you on a whole nother level, and this is just something I can do for you. I'm taking a penalty vote. And there's not enough words I can put into how much that meant to me. Because, I mean, some people that know me be like, girl, I'm taking the $500,000, you're going home. And so I just think that shows how much we care about each other.
That's really poignant, because I asked everyone so far about the 3 showmances in the house, and I gave them options. I said, one of these showmances is going to last forever, one of these showmances is going to fizzle out, and one of these showmances is going to have a baby tonight. And when I asked that to Matt, he said, well, my showmance with Raven is going to be the one that lasts forever.
Oh my gosh, it's going to make me cry. There's not, like, I just can't put into words how Matthew means to me. He accepts every part of me. And he knows I can't have kids, which is a big, like, upsetting to me. And he just takes it. He's like, we'll just adopt. We'll do whatever we have to do. And he said, this disease is not going to take you out. You're going to live forever. And so Matthew is like I said, he's an awesome man. And I might not have won the $500,000, but I think I've won something else.
I think you guys are beautiful together. Raven, it's been a pleasure, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you so much, Belinda. Can I get a hug?
Of course.
You made my day for saying that. What you said.